Imagine you sit down to work and 2 hours later you are done and somehow you stayed locked in the whole time. If you are struggling with this, it's not because you are not disciplined enough or because you don't grind hard enough, but because you don't have any real system that will actually make the work feel easy. I'm 20, I have a 6-figure coaching business, I helped over 30 people make 10k per month, and I literally work less than all these guys who are still chasing the newest productivity hacks, bro. And it has nothing to do with working harder. Because even I used to work 12 hours a day and still get nothing done. Because I used to listen to all these gurus telling you to take cold showers or just giving you the most basic information that doesn't actually solve the real problem. So in this video, I will give you my 3-step system that will help you get more work done in 3 hours than most people do in 12. Firstly, you don't need more discipline, you have to reset your brain. Discipline is good for going to the gym or showing up to your 9 to 5, but with business you need actual focus and put in real effort, and right now your brain probably cannot do it, because you're overstimulated like everybody else. So then the work feels boring and you cannot focus even if you want to, bro. The simple but brutal fix to that is something called the nightmare mode, which is just basically the most brutal version of the dopamine detox, for just 5 days. So don't panic, bro, don't click off because it's too hard, it's just 5 days. Like, it's not that deep, bro. What can help you with this, what helped me the most, is not the payoff, like how you will feel. By the way, you'll feel amazing. But just treat it as an experiment. Just be curious, bro. It's just 5 days of your life, but you can experience so much and you will learn so much. Just treat it as an experiment to see what happens. Just be curious about it. And the payoff was crazy as well, because I realized how humans are naturally supposed to feel, bro. Like, I was in the flow state all the time and I felt happy all the time during the 5 days. So it's mega worth it, first of all. And if you treat it as an experiment just to see what happens, it just makes the thing kind of funny, bro. So here's what you do. First of all, just delete social media from your phone completely, bro. Don't just say like, yeah, it's too extreme, I'm just gonna set the limit. Don't set the limit, you will just skip the limit. I used to do it as well, I know it, bro. Like, I always used to click off the limit. You have to delete social media so there's no temptation, because downloading it again, just a long process, you don't want to do it. And if you use social media for posting content or for a business like I do, then just download it, post the content, and then delete it again. It's kind of more annoying, but it's still better than if you just, skip the limit, because you don't want to risk it, bro. Second thing is just no music, which I know sounds extreme, bro. Like, how can you live without music? I know it's hard. It's actually not that hard, it's not that bad. During these 5 days, I even used to go to the gym without music, and people called me a fucking psychopath. Which, it's not that bad, to be honest. It's actually fun, and you will mostly just hear your thoughts, and you will be actually able to think and process all the things that happened. Music is actually one of the most sneaky things that spike your dopamine like crazy and you don't even know about it. The next thing is just no sugar and no junk food for obvious reasons, like this just spikes your dopamine like crazy. And then no movies, no shows, and no YouTube except my videos, by the way, except my videos. No entertainment, just my videos. And this is where most people already quit, not because they couldn't do it or because it's so hard, but because they realize how addicted they actually are to all of these things. All you will have left is work, gym, reading, and walking if you go on walks. And you have 16 hours in a day, bro. So there's no way that you will not do any of these 4 things, because the alternative is just staring at a wall for 30 minutes, which I also used to do, by the way, just like staring at a wall and doing nothing, which was actually kind of fun. But like, there's nothing else to do. So when there's nothing else to do, the work becomes the most interesting part of your day, and it will actually become enjoyable, and you will even look forward to doing the work. Now, the first 3 days are like mega boring, bro. Like, be prepared for that, Again, treat it as an experiment. But on the 4th day, something flips and your dopamine baseline is just higher and you feel like you're in the flow state all the time. Like, everything you do is enjoyable, every conversation is enjoyable, the work is mega enjoyable, it's just entertaining, you don't even notice the time, everything just seems like normal and natural, and just feel happy with everything. Like, I would sit down for work and just not get up for hours because I'm just like super focused, and it was actually fun. Again, the alternative was just staring in a fucking white wall for 30 minutes and just thinking, which is fun if your brain is not completely fried, but it's only fun for like just 30 minutes, maybe 1 hour, then you just want to work. Now, after the 5 days, you can listen to music again, you can eat some sweet stuff, and you can start watching more YouTube videos except just my videos. But still, like, no scrolling, because scrolling is the worst thing that just fries you the most, so you should quit that forever. So that's step 1, but even if you do this, you can still waste your entire day. Because even with a perfect brain, most people still get nothing done. Like, they sit down for 8 hours, but do everything but the actual work. That's why you need to learn deep work, which is basically just being in the flow state and really focusing on one thing and just putting in your most mental effort to the point where you stop noticing time and you will actually work hard, but it doesn't feel draining, but it feels enjoyable. Because focus is exponential, not linear. So 3 hours of real work can beat all the guys who are just grinding for 12 hours, but they're distracted and they don't actually focus. You can do twice as much work in 4 times less time, which makes you 8 times more effective than all the guys grinding all day. So the guys who are bragging about working for 12 hours are usually just like wasting literally 11 hours out of the time, because I used to do it as well. And this is where most people fuck it up, because they understand deep work but they never actually do it. So here's what you do. First of all, set up a 90-minute timer, because your brain works in 90-minute intervals, and focus on one task at a time, just one thing for 90 minutes. Because if you see the timer, you're conscious of your time, and so then you don't want to waste it, but you actually want to start focusing. Then put your phone in another room, just so you don't have the temptation. Because even if it's turned off, even if you don't scroll, even if you don't have social media, just seeing the phone or having it within your reach can still be distracting. Then also you can put on headphones with some flow state music. For that I recommend Flow State Studio. It's a YouTube channel with like 2-hour videos for deep work. And also you will not be distracted by all the noise and sounds from your surroundings. Now, what nobody talks about is that it takes about 20 minutes for your brain to enter the flow state in the first place. You don't enter it just right away, bro. It takes 20 minutes of focus. So if you check your phone every 50 minutes, you will never ever, during the entire, even if you work 12 hours, you will never ever enter even 1 second of flow state. You can think of this as falling asleep, because it's literally the same. If you fall asleep, which takes about 20 minutes, and someone wakes you up, you don't fall back asleep again. It takes around another 20 minutes. That's why checking your phone once, just like replying to one DM or hearing one notification, will ruin the next hour of your work. And that's why I said that most people waste 11 out of these 12 hours, because they just keep checking their phone and never ever enter the flow state in their fucking life. And all you need is just 2 of these 90-minute blocks per day, just 3 hours. You can work more for sure, but you don't have to grind 12. Like 3 hours should be enough for this. And you will outproduce all the people who grind 12. But this only works if you actually do it every single day. Because the hardest part is not working hard, but doing it consistently every single day. Like anybody can grind for a week and just LARP about it, but the people who are actually successful are the ones who have a sustainable routine, so then they can do this every single day for multiple months and multiple years. Most people skip this, they don't see routine as important, and then after 2 weeks they just fall back into the bad habits, they scroll again, they eat junk food again, so then all the dopamine detox was completely useless and they are still not productive. So my routine, first of all, I wake up at 11 a.m, which maybe you think like, yeah, it's too late, bro, wake up at 11 a.m, bro, I don't have to wake up like at all, I don't have to go to a job. And it doesn't matter at all when do you wake up, if it's like reasonable. I still sleep 7 to 8 hours every single day, and this is just like what I found the most sustainable for me. The time doesn't really matter as much as the consistency, so your brain is set to going to sleep at this time, waking up at this time, and you can actually rest properly. Now, I used to struggle with this like a lot. Everybody who knows me knows that my sleep schedule was always like fucked as fuck, like mega fucked, bro. I used to wake up at like 8 p.m, even 10 p.m, even later, which is fucking embarrassing, because I used to go to sleep even like at 4 p.m. I was just up the entire night. It's because, you know, 10 months ago I was doing graduation, so I was like, I didn't study at all, and I was studying maybe for 2 weeks before, and I just didn't go to sleep. I was just like staying up mega late, and I literally developed insomnia, which was dragging with me for multiple months, and my sleep schedule was cooked all the time. So I know what messy schedule looks like, and bro, like, you don't even know like how fucked up this was. Like, I would never say that, like, you know, consistent sleep schedule matters. I would always think it's bullshit, but I'm telling you, bro, it really matters a lot. Like, take this from me. Fixing my sleep schedule fixed literally everything, and it made everything way easier. So after I wake up, I drink water, I make coffee, and I just get straight into the work, and I don't eat breakfast. You should never eat breakfast, because when you think about it, it gives you dopamine for nothing, like for just waking up, but you didn't even do anything, you're just eating all that, like, already. You are full, so you're comfortable, it makes you lazy, and also breakfasts are usually like sugary or sweet, so then you have a huge crash like 2 hours later. So work first and then you can eat. What I usually do is just one block for 90 minutes, then I chill for like about 15 minutes, but still don't scroll. Then I do another 90-minute block, then I eat, you know, I have lunch, and then I either go to the gym or go train Muay Thai, I come back, and then I either do more work blocks if necessary, or I have calls with my clients, or I have sales calls, then I eat, and then evening just for winding down, I watch some YouTube videos, sometimes maybe a movie, then I go read, and then I go to sleep, usually at like 3 a.m. Now, this is not about my routine, like you don't have to copy it exactly, it's more about removing the decisions from your day. Because most people procrastinate because they treat every day as it comes, because they decide what to do every single day based on the time that they woke up. But with a schedule, there's no decisions, you just know exactly what to do, and you just do it at the set times. Now, very important is that you need to rest, like you have to rest. And I know if you're watching these types of videos, and if you're someone like me, you want to grind, you actually want to work on your dreams, you want to work hard on your business, but it's not sustainable. And again, it comes from me, who I used to grind until 4 a.m, 5 a.m, 6 a.m, 7, 8 a.m, bro. But it's not optimal at all, because if you work and then you go to sleep and then you wake up and you have to work again, it feels like the work never finishes and you just don't want to do it and you procrastinate from the morning the next day. I honestly cannot believe I'm even saying this because I would never expect myself to actually have a schedule, but it really changed everything for me. So even when you feel like working, sometimes you need the discipline to not be disciplined, because this will just make it sustainable and you will actually be able to stay consistent and not burn out. This is how most people burn out. And basically the whole point of having a schedule is to treat your business like a job, which I know it's a paradox because you did it just to escape your job, just to escape your 9 to 5, but see yourself as an employee of your own company. You have to show up at this time, you have to do the work at this time, and if you don't do it, you get fucking fired. You cannot say, well, I don't feel like working today. No, you just have to do it. It's like the decision that you have to do. And to pull this off in the first place, to be even able to do this, you need to remind yourself that you are disciplined. Because I believe if you're watching this again, I think you are disciplined. I believe everybody is disciplined, especially to work on their dreams and something that they actually like doing and making money. But most people don't use the discipline. Like, I had insane discipline when I started self-improvement. I got jacked and I made money, and then I just got kind of complacent. I was like, I don't have to work that hard, whatever. And I just became lazy just because I forgot that I actually have discipline and just didn't use it. So you don't have to build it, you probably already have it. You just have to remind yourself and use it on purpose intentionally. So you don't lack discipline, you just ignore it. So use it. So that's the entire thing. Just reset your brain, focus deeply, and do it every single day. This literally puts you ahead of 99% of people. Not because it's hard, it's actually like pretty easy. It's way easier than being all over the place and having no schedule and being distracted. This is actually way easier to do the work in this state when you're actually focused, you have nothing else to do, and you have a set schedule and you just have to do it. But even from the people who watch this video and who have this information, most of them will just not actually do it. So this is how you can use 3 hours of your day to outperform people who are grinding for 12 hours. If this helped you at least a little bit, it genuinely makes me happy. You can let me know in the comments. Otherwise, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time.